Yesterday, 4 gymnasts testified about the abuse they suffered at the hands of Larry Nassar, who's the Olympic team doctor who's now in prison, where all sexual abusers should be, including the ones in the public school system. And specifically, they were talking about how the FBI failed to help them or even help to cover up the crime. So all of their accounts were pretty shocking and important. I'll play one of them. This is McKayla Maroney talking about her experiences and especially the FBI's reaction, or lack of reaction, I should say. Listen.
Good morning. Thank you, Chairman Durbin, Ranking Member Grassley, and members of the Judiciary Committee for inviting me to speak today. As most of you are probably aware, I was molested by the U.S. Gymnastics national team and Olympic team doctor, Larry Nassar. And in actuality, he turned out to be more of a pedophile than he was a doctor. What I'm trying to bring to your attention today is something incredibly disturbing and illegal. After telling my entire story of abuse to the FBI in the summer of 2015, not only did the FBI not report my abuse, but when they eventually documented my report 17 months later, they made entirely false claims about what I said. After reading the Office of Inspector General's OIG report, I was shocked and deeply disappointed at this narrative they chose to fabricate. They chose to lie about what I said and protect a serial child molester rather than protect not only me, but countless others.
Now, as I said, she was not the only one to tell the same story about the FBI. In fact, we have one more clip. We'll play the other one too, because this is important. This is Maggie Nichols with a disturbingly similar story to tell. Listen.
Despite these findings of serious and criminal misconduct throughout the FBI, USAG, and USOPC, no accountability has occurred. An important question remains, perhaps the most important question: why? Why would the FBI agents lie to OIG investigators? Why would the FBI not properly document evidence that was received? Why would the FBI agent be interested in the USAG presidency? These questions remain unanswered. And the survivors of Larry Nassar have a right to know why their well-being was placed in jeopardy by these individuals who chose not to do their jobs. To date, no one from the FBI, the USOPC, or USAG has faced federal charges other than Larry Nassar. For many hundreds of survivors of Larry Nassar, this hearing is one of our last opportunities to get justice. We ask that you do what is in your power to ensure those that engaged in wrongdoing are held accountable under the law.
Yeah, these I wish we could say these claims are shocking, but given what we know about the FBI at this point, they really aren't. I mean, what's being alleged here is the FBI essentially participating in a cover-up of the serial abuse, sexual abuse of kids. We have to understand the corruption in our government, the rot in our government, is incredibly deep at every single level, especially in the federal government. Which is why in 2024, there's not going to be any Republican who can solve all of these problems. But at a minimum, we talk about what we should be looking for in a 2024 Republican candidate. One of the number one things we should be looking for is someone who we have reason to believe will get in there and start cleaning these people out. Start sifting through all of this and rooting through all of the corruption and holding these people accountable, or at a minimum, getting them out. That's a more wordy way of saying drain the swamp, which is what we heard about in 2016, and I think it was a good plan. It's a good motto. It's a good plan. It's exactly what needs to happen. It's very swampy in D.C., and we do need to drain it. Problem is that Trump got in there in 2016. No matter how you feel about Trump, there's no denying the fact that he didn't drain anything. He did not drain the swamp at all. He didn't get rid of any of these people. He didn't clean up any of this. And he didn't try. So you can't say, well, he tried his best. No, he really didn't. I mean, what did he do? Where's the evidence that he tried to clean up any of this mess? To locate any of this corruption and expel the people responsible for it? No, he didn't, because Trump was almost entirely concerned with people that were, personal slights and personal attacks against himself and responding to those. And it's fine to respond to personal attacks, but we're also going to need a Republican who's focused on a broader scale, like cleaning up the government. I think there's good reason to believe. In fact, we know from what we've seen Ron DeSantis do in Florida that he will do that. Even better, that mayor in Ohio. I mean, we know he's going to start arresting the school board. It's that kind of aggressiveness that we need. If we're not going to get that, then you might as well not have a Republican at all. If a Republican's not going to start cleaning this up, then we may as well not. You might as well just have a Democrat. Because then you have a Republican sitting atop this whole mountain of corruption and filth. He's sitting atop this decaying garbage heap. And if he doesn't get out a shovel and start shoveling this stuff away, then he's going to be ineffectual as a president. And once he leaves, that garbage heap remains. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.